Kansas upset me like a mug last year, man. We picked them teams. We talked about it. Lance Leopold, oh my goodness, Jalen Daniels is going to do this. He going to do that. He going to be fired and da. It was the biggest fail. One of the biggest fails of that conference. Though the biggest fail was the Oklahoma State Cowboys. Period, point blank, hands down. They was the biggest fail in that whole conference. But Kansas was not. They were right there. They were right there. You know what I mean? They started turning it on later on in the season, but they should have been playing a lot tougher than what they were, right? A lot tougher. Now, granted, they got Jalen Daniels coming back. You know what I mean? And they got a lot of guys coming. They got their right tackle coming back, right guard, center, left tackle. They all been on the team last year. Like I said, that helps. LaShawn Williams, running back, coming in from Iowa. Didn't see the field much. Didn't see, but I mean, playing behind Caleb Johnson, I mean, what do you expect? But he's a Chicago, Illinois cat. You know what I'm saying? 11, he had, he only had 21 yards in all season. Didn't play, but redshirt transfer senior, Sean Williams, from Chicago. I think he's going to be tough. Kenyon Burnett, their tight end coming over from Arizona, 6'6", 246 pounds. He had 18 receptions, 217 yards, and a touchdown. Savate, their left guard, 6'6", coming from UCLA, 325 pounds. Lance Leopold know how to pick them. Cam Pickett, their slot receiver, transferred over that from Ball State. 6 foot, 200 pounds, had 528 yards, 2 touchdowns last year up at Ball State. Emmanuel Hudson Jr. transferred in from Alabama. Didn't play much. Didn't play, you know what I mean? Spotted play, 4 receptions, 82 yards, probably like one game. That, you know what I'm saying? And Bryson Canty, another receiver, 6'2", 205 pounds, transferred in from Columbia. And but they got some backups too. There, and also Livy Wentz transferred in from Old University. I think Old Dominion or Albany. I can't remember which one, but it was some. I know they went to all them schools. But anyway, these guys like they had some problems with that passing game last year. They really didn't get going, and that was largely because of Jalen Daniels and what Jalen Daniels was doing on the field. And so that's what that offense kind of looks like to get y'all a good feel for that. So, they got a couple of guys. They got the offensive line pretty much coming back besides one guy. One guy to plug in an offensive line is not that bad compared to a whole new offensive line, even though they were 4-5 in the conference, 5-7 overall. They got 6 guys coming into that offense out of 11. They're, you know what I'm saying? And I think about the same thing with defense. They got about maybe more with the defense line. They got what? They got 7 guys coming into the defense. Of course, Kobe Bryant replacing Kobe Bryant gonna be tough. Yeah, it is. I think replacing Melo Dotson might even be tough too, though. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie. Replacing Melo Dotson. Not too tough. He didn't really run that well at the combine, but still, like, you know what I'm saying? But they got that DJ Graham the second to try to replace Melo Dotson, 6 foot, 200 pounds, coming in from Oklahoma. 28 tackles he had last year, 3 forced fumbles, 2 interceptions, and 2 passes defended. That's it, because Lance Leopold know what he's doing to build a roster. So, I mean, and that's what it was so upsetting about this team, I think, with a lot of people. It's because Lance Leopold know what he's doing. Laquan Robinson, the nickelback, that he transferred in from Auburn. Sophomore last year, they didn't really see the field. You know what I'm saying? Didn't not enough playing time, but he'll develop over there. Let's see, he went to a good team to develop. They grabbed Larique Rawls from Oklahoma State. Didn't really play neither over there at Oklahoma State too much, but did have 11 solo tackles, interception, and 3 pass defended. Um, and to get guys from the division is, I think, is sometimes a plus. You know what I'm saying? It's sometimes a plus. Trey Lathan, he transferred in, linebacker from West Virginia, 40 solo tackles, 2 sacks, and a forced fumble. 6 foot, 228 pounds. They gonna need that. They needed that position. They definitely they replaced their linebackers. Is pretty much what they went after because that's what they needed, right? That's what they probably needed. They probably had a you know, decent cornerbacks, but the run kind of gashed them a little bit. They got Joseph Sipp Jr. from Bowling Green, 42 tackles, 7 sacks. I think that they need that kind of production. And Bangley Kamara, another linebacker, played up at Pittsburgh. Didn't see too much of the field, but there's that linebacker defensive line room in Pittsburgh is deep, right? It's really deep. And Justin Finkley came in from Texas, didn't see the field much, but you know what I'm saying, 6'2", 250 pounds. They need these guys to show up and to play and to be productive on this team. This upcoming season, I'm gonna take a quick look at their schedule. They can start off with Fresno, Wagner. Fresno's not a cupcake. I think Wagner might be, but I don't want to sit there and say that because, like I said, Portland State, Wagner, I don't know. But Fresno definitely ain't. Then they're at Missouri. Important game. Very important game for the Big 12. Then they're off. Then they play West Virginia at home, Cincinnati at home. Then they go to the bounce house, UCF, Orlando, Florida. Then they go to Texas Tech. Then they're off. Kansas State at home. Oklahoma State at home. At Arizona. Off. At Iowa. And then they play Utah at home to finish off the season. Very tough schedule. So this is one of them teams, I'm going to honestly say, if they win 7 games, I think it'll be a do well. This is a team that'll do well on their schedule. I think Jalen Daniels seen a lot of his flaws last year, and I think he learned from that. I think I'm gonna go on a limb and I'm gonna say that because I think when I was making this, and it's tough because you got Jalen Daniels, Caden Salter, Avery Johnson, Devin Dampier, and Jalen Henderson are all quarterbacks that are labeled as dual threats. That's 5 dual threat quarterbacks. Those 5 quarterbacks in the Big 12 right there already got something that everybody else doesn't have, right? I mean, let's grant it, you know what I mean? And I'm talking about speed wise. Connor Wegman, would you say Connor Wegman, these college quarterbacks are athletic. I'm not gonna say that they can't run, they're athletic, but passing wise, the best passer in this division to me I would have to say it would be Josh Hoover at TCU. But I'm not on TCU right now. But it's still, when you got Jalen Daniels, I repeat that, Jalen Daniels, Caden Salter, Devin Dampier, Avery Johnson, and Jalen Henderson coming in he'll be playing for West Virginia this year, but he transferred over from Texas A&M, Texas A&M, and those are 5 guys that are dual threats. Off top, those guys can run. So we're gonna get some good ball in the Big 12 once again this year. We're going to get some real good ball, and that's why I'm saying that it's tough to sit there and say that these teams will be fails. Like some of these teams are going to do good, some teams will do bad, but I think we'll see. I'm hoping we'll see competitive games because I do think that's a lot of positions are addressed. But like I said, we'll see what happens with these transfers and everything else. Let me get moving on to the next squad.